Hey, I'm here. My very least favorite part of teaching is grading, and it's something I have to do, a necessary evil when you work in a school system. So I know there's a lot of people that either were absent or didn't participate in activities we did in class, maybe fully, maybe not at all, and I want to be able to give you credit still and some time and opportunity to make up some work. And there are some things you could do that are really fast, really easy, but will show me that you understand concepts we talked about. And if you didn't before, there's still time to understand it. So one of them is developing a model. This is a state standard. Develop a model to explain how the energy from the sun and Earth's gravity drive the cycling of water, including changes of state as it moves through multiple pathways in the Earth's hydrosphere. Basically, it's the water cycle that you learned last year, with the addition of the idea of the sun's energy being what drives it, because it heats the water on Earth, that makes the water evaporate, turn into a gas, and become less dense, rise up in the atmosphere, cool, condense as a cloud, fill with water droplets or snowflakes or hail, and then gravity makes it fall. So you want to mention that in any work you do, that the sun's energy drives it by heating up water on Earth, and then gravity helps pull down the precipitation, which is rain, snow, sleet, or hail, from the clouds. Also, gravity makes water that hits the land that can't infiltrate run off, and it also causes infiltration. It pulls water down into the soil or gravel or grass or whatever. So this is just an experiment that kind of mimics what we did outside with paper cups, where we filled paper cups with different materials, poked a hole in the bottom, poured water in it, and then timed how long it took to come out. So for instance, if you didn't do that at all, some people went off and played football instead, you could find some gravel, sand, wood chips, dirt, and repeat that experiment by putting a hole in the bottom of each that's the same size, putting the same amount of different materials in each paper cup, pouring the same amount of water through each paper cup, and then timing with your phone perhaps, or just counting how long it takes for that water to run through that material. And then you could make a little table, the time it took to run through wood chips, gravel, or dirt. Another way to do this would be to try to make a filter, like a natural filter. That's one of the things that that the Earth does. It filters water that may have gotten polluted with oil or pesticides or just sediment. It filters it as it goes down through the ground in different layers of gravel and sand and sediment and clay. And then there's something called groundwater in some places, like an aquifer that holds water that we use as drinking water. We pump it out of the ground. So here's a way to model making a natural filter. I took a bottle. I used like cutting blade, box cutter kind of thing. Be really careful with these. Some bottles these days are super sturdy, and it's easy for the blade to come off and hit you. So I would do that with the help of an adult. I know you're all big, but I would suggest doing it with supervision of an adult at least. And I'm going to use tape. You could use paper clips, super glue, whatever, to make a funnel inside your container. I mixed up some dirty water. I could put glitter in here. I could put food coloring, whatever. And what I'm trying to see is how different materials filter water that is infiltrating into the ground. So I'm going to start with gravel, and I put a rock that was big enough to block the other rocks so that I didn't have it just all falling through. Let's see if gravel does anything to clean the water. So we can see how dirty the water is here. Let's see if we end up with cleaner water here. I don't really see a difference. I'm thinking gravel alone is not a great filter. My guess is if I had a layer of sand on top that's finer grain, that would work better. Or if there were some ground with some plants there, that would create a better filter. So I could try that. So those are things you could do to mimic parts of the water cycle and get credit for your water cycle standard. Just remember to say something about the fact that the sun energy starts it and that gravity's pulling it down to create infiltration. Thanks.